Old school, so dope, so fly, no lie. And you know, oh God, I got a feeling that I'm about to need her. I'll be real quick.
Hello, 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 hello. Hello, good people. Happy Wednesday. You know, it's a struggle trying to remember those words, those days of the week. Journey, the Meekster, what is going on? Hello to everyone in the chat. Happy Wednesday. Coffee Cup 67. What is going on? Good people. Ladybug. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Y'all. The Meekster, I haven't yet because I've been getting off here too late. And that's why I came on early today. So I can go ahead and do what I need to do and get out the way. So no, I haven't yet. I have not, but I will. I promise you I will. Joseph, hello, good evening. How are you? How are you? How are you? I have shared a petition every time I said tell them where it is, it disappeared. Oh yeah? I gotta go check it out. Ty, what's going on? Miss April. How you doing, Miss April? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Guys, ladies, gentlemen, we are going to get this thing started. I always say I'm not going to stay on here long. I promise y'all, I am not staying on here long today. Okay. But we want to stay updated. We want to stay in the know with everything that's going on. So I wanted to come on here really quick. One of my girlfriends and I, we were having a conversation this morning. Good conversation. Actually, it was about the live last night, and it rolled into this morning because, you know, both of our little thinking caps. And she called me and she was like, girl, you had me up with my notes. And I'm like, well, shoot, I had my own notes. And we both sitting here and we're comparing notes. And we're like, you know what? We still got some things that we need to talk about. There are definitely some things that we still need to talk about. There are a few things again. That's right. What's going on, Jonathan? Let's get into it. Okay. I want to make sure that as this stuff goes along, that we continue to advocate for these young people. If we don't do nothing else, I want to make sure that we continue to advocate for these young people. There my girl go. Michelle and Nicole, what is going on? I hope you got your notebook ready. I hope you got your notebook ready. So, thinking about a few things. One of the first things that I thought about, I saw an article that was written by HU, Hollywood Unlocked. Okay, and looking at this article, and this is why I entitled this live how I did, is Tiffany attempting to intimidate witnesses. Because we have seen, exactly, Joseph, prayers for them and their mom. Exactly. We have seen, you have bloggers now, people that support Tiffany, and don't get me wrong, whoever supports Tiffany, whoever supports Aries, they have the right to support them. So I don't want anybody to think that I'm taking that away from anybody, because they have the right, and everybody is presumed innocent until proven guilty. So I want to make sure that we put that out there off the jump, because I don't want anybody to think that I'm being hypocritical with this thing, because I do believe and due process. But we're not at that stage. We're actually still at a civil stage. So that's not necessarily the issue right now, unless determination is made to take this to a criminal level, which is what the daughter Jane Doe and John Doe are pushing for. Prayerfully, they will get what they are trying to get. Lady Diva, what it is. How you doing? Happy Wednesday. So one of the things we read the statement, I guess we'll call it a statement from Tiffany on Instagram the other day, with her saying, I know a lot of people have a lot of questions, and y'all know the blurb. It's a legal situation. I can't really say anything. I wish I could. When I can, I will. Y'all know that elevator spiel, which there is some truth to it, because they shouldn't be out here talking about certain things when they have legal issues going on, especially something that could potentially turn into a criminal issue. So yeah, if someone is instructing them to be quiet, then I would suggest that they follow those instructions. That would be the good thing to do. That would be the wise thing to do. So Tiffany made her statement the other day, and Aries decided to come out with the statement. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with Aries, Aries tends to lack what we call a filter. Okay? He tends to lack a filter. When it comes to certain things, he just has no coof. Okay? He has no coof at all. So he made a statement. Now, what I am going to say in this statement that he made, he seemed a bit more humble in his statement. He still has some ignorance, or some ignorance. That's what I call it. He still has some ignorance that came along with that, but he seemed to be a bit more calmer in his delivery. But nonetheless, they both have, he and Tiffany, they both have people, they have their teams that they are sending out, like their crisis management teams, that they're sending out to try to manage situations and manage people. And they're trying to control the narrative. We know that in every one of these situations, when something like this comes out, there is a bit of media manipulation that takes place. And we talked about that before. People try to shape the story in the way that they want it to be shaped. So whatever they need to put out there to try to undermine what a person has going on, then that's what that crisis team is put in place for. So that's what they're doing right now. They're sending people out to put things out about these individuals. Again, going after the mom, who has absolutely nothing to do with the lawsuit that has been filed against them right now. It has absolutely nothing to do. And I'm seeing one of my favorite words in this chat, that E word, empathy. And yes, absolutely, they do both seem to lack empathy. And it's like at some point, someone is in your ear saying, you know what, do you really not feel anything, when it comes to these young folks? Do you really not feel any type of guilt, no remorse? Are you even trying to understand how they feel? Simply due to the fact that you went through something yourself, you can't understand how this young boy, this teenage boy, you can't understand how he may be feeling. You can't understand how this young lady may be feel. Like, you went through something similar and you just have no empathy at all for them. You have no empathy for this woman who was supposed to be your friend. You just have no empathy at all. None. Zero. I mean, just nothing. Is that what it really is? Or is it that you're trying to save face and you don't want the world to know? Because this is reaching, this is past nationwide, y'all. This thing is big. You don't want the world to know that there's a hint of empathy there, because you feel like it may be some type of admission of guilt. Well, you already had the admission of guilt whenever you said that you regret agreeing to participate in the video. There was an admission right there. And you said that it was in poor taste and it wasn't funny. So there was an admission right there. So in the midst of saying all that, what is wrong with saying, you know what? I feel for this family. You know, even if you don't say, I'm sorry I did it, I'm sorry this happened. I'm sorry this happened the way that it did. You know, I'm sorry, or I apologize, or something for my part in it without saying exactly what your part was. I mean, we saw you in it, so we kind of know, but you don't have to go and spell it out for everybody, but it at least let people know that you have some type of empathy. Aries, on the other hand, like I said, he tends to lack what we call coof. So he goes and he makes a statement. I guess he has his own podcast. So he goes and makes a statement on his podcast. And I'm going to let you guys get a little piece of this statement today. I'm going to let you hear it, what he has to say. And you, again, one would think that when facing these issues like this and knowing that you did something to basically destroy a family, because all of them have irreparable damage, mom, daughter, son, like everybody's dealing with some stuff, and I mean these folks, you basically caused it. Even with that, knowing that that happened and knowing that they could possibly be facing some type of criminal charges, these people still sit up here with this sense of entitlement. I mean, it's like this grandiose sense of entitlement. Like you just on a godly level with it all. You just don't have to apologize for anything that you do. They sit up there with this sense of entitlement when it comes to these people, and they just don't feel like they have to apologize for what they've done. So I'm going to let you guys hear what Mr. Aries had to say about this situation. Private Now, what's going on? Sabrina, what's going on? I'm going to let you guys hear what Mr. Aries had to say about this this whole situation. Then we're going to come back and we're going to have a little discussion about
it. Listen, obviously for legal reasons, I'm not able to divulge. Is that the right word?
Address. No, you're supposed to address.
Well, I was trying to find a more suitable word, but I really can't talk about anything at this time. But I just more or less want to say to all the loyal listeners, all my fans, very few friends that I have and supporters, thank you guys for your support and for your love. I will certainly remember you and make sure you all get invites to the all-white yacht party.
Press pause, y'all.
The bevy of bitches.
In the midst of all this, this is what lets you know just how lame this man can be. In the midst of all this, he's thanking his people and he's saying that he's going to make sure that they all get an invite to his all-white yacht party. You better hope that you're not inviting them to an orange jumpsuit party, bro. I digress. Let me carry on.
I keep talking about. Listen, this is an extortion case. This is a shakedown. And I didn't need my lawyer to tell me this, to say this, but I'm going to echo her words. We won't be shaken down. And believe me, it's bothering me not to talk about the skit, because Annie and I have been talking about it, and there's some very valid things I feel like I have to say or want to say, but just can't at this time. And I'm no coward. I'm not running from anything, and I'm not guilty of anything. It's the reason why I won't turn my mentions off on my Instagram. It's the reason why, I'm not deleting any of my old posts. And I would love to address it head on. Tony Montana, Scarface, balcony scene, shooting 1,000 Colombians. But I can't. I just can't. And it's paining me to do so because I'm a fighter. I'm not a runner. And my character's being assassinated. Again, I want to address the skit especially. But I just can't. I will say this, though, to the loyal listeners. If you remember back when that Arnold Schwarzenegger skit that we did, Arnold Schwarzenegger is the system, fucker. Get back, system, try to fuck back. You guys didn't know it at the time, and I couldn't say it at the time, but that's what this is about. That's what this is about. It's a shakedown and extortion. And I will just say this. I want to say thank you to the very lovely lady. I won't say her name. There was a woman who hit me up on Instagram, and she wrote me.
I'm going to press pause for a second, because now this goes into the title. I said it is Tiffany, but it's both of them, because I want you to hear how people are willing to come in and people are willing to come in and try to take part in something and try to help bring some other people down, instead of talking to him and saying, brother, you know, I'm going to pray for you. I'm going to pray for you. I'm going to pray for Tiffany and what y'all have going on, and hope that, you know, y'all get some kind of help, that there's some type of resolve to this whole situation. You got somebody that's coming, that's volunteering to be a hitman for him. Now, as I'm listening to this to me comes across as an indirect threat. I could be wrong. Again, I tell y'all I tend to overthink things sometimes, but you guys tell me what you think.
Hey, Aries, if you need my help regarding and she also mentions the person's name who's trying to shake us down. As much as I want to expose that bitch, I won't say her name either. But she goes, if you need my help regarding the blank situation, have your legal team reach out to me. I've known this person for over 35 years. They're a huge scammer. I can prove it to you. Here's my number. I will be able to assist you. And I will say this, if you can even dig up the history yourself, but this person has a history of these false accusations, saying that they even once blamed the whole entire San Bernardino Police Department for allegedly fondling her and her children at the same time in the same house. Picture that. An entire fucking police department. Come on, man. And what's killing me is, you know, all the people hitting me up. At no point there's a little bit of, you know, common sense or red flags or any, you just, whatever, man. People are just running with this. And it didn't help with the Lizzo thing. So.
Okay, I wanted to make sure y'all got that part. He said it didn't help with the Lizzo thing. Coming out of his own mouth, he is not blaming that Lizzo situation. He's not blaming what's happening right now on the Lizzo situation. He said what happened with Lizzo did not help. That means it did not help what was already going on. Okay? So for all the Lizzo conspiracists that think that Lizzo sent these people out to go and do something to these people, he just admitted that it didn't help. The stuff that he did talking about her, it didn't help his situation that he already had going on. I'm going to back this up just a few seconds because I want to make sure y'all catch that. He is not blaming his current situation on the little mess that him and Lizzo had going on, because he knew that this stuff already existed. It did not just come about. It just came about to the public. This stuff was already in the making. They knew about it. They just weren't going to tell y'all about it. They weren't going to tell us about it. No, they don't want us to know this. They don't want us to know this. But they are okay with people putting conspiracies out there, just like he's throwing this stuff out there. Little stories to try to undermine the victims of it all. But still, at the end of the day, the stuff that you're saying, you're trying to come for the mom, or the B, as you referred to her a few seconds ago. You're trying to come after the mom, but the mom isn't the one that filed this suit. Tiffany, you got people coming after the mom, but the mom isn't the one that filed this suit. What are you doing?
So red flags or any, you just, whatever, man. People are just running with this. And it didn't help with the Lizzo thing. So I'm having a bad week.
You ain't never lied.
But it be what it be. So again, thank you to the people that support, love, standing by me. I love y'all back. Now let's have a podcast.
Okay. That's Aries' story, and he's sticking to it. The shakedown is real. The shakedown is real. At the end of the video yesterday, I gave you guys some information from a very reliable source that lets you know that there are some other people that are going to be bringing some information out, some other victims, along with pictures. So we're going to see how that ends up going. Bradley, I did see the video with Judge Joe Brown. I don't agree with a lot of things that he says. I did not agree with what he had with his thoughts on this situation. I don't agree. And I also realize that he's also friends with a lot of people in the industry as well. So he's going to tread lightly. That's what's wrong with a lot of people, because they are friends with these people, or because they know them or know of them or possibly want to work with them in the future. They're going to be careful about what they put out there. That's a problem. Now, all this talk about extortion and shakedown, I'm feeling like there is a shakedown. But to me, it's Tiffany and Aries trying to shake this family down. That's where the shakedown is. It's just happening in a different way. You're trying to shake them down emotionally. You're trying to shake them down psychologically. You are trying to shake and break them down so that they will fold and not move forward with this lawsuit and pursuing these criminal charges. That's the real shakedown for me. Yeah, that's the shakedown for me. They keep throwing that out there. If you want to talk about shakedown, there is a shakedown. When it comes to y'all, the only shakedown we're going to talk about is the need that y'all actually need to be shook for what y'all did to these people. Bump the shakedown. Y'all need a shook down. Y'all need to be shook. Because what you did was ridiculous. And it's still ridiculous. So we got a couple questions that we can put out there. You guys tell me what you think. Why do you think that there's no remorse? We said empathy. Why do you think that there is no remorse for the emotional and psychological trauma that was inflicted upon Jane and John Doe? Why do you feel that people, some people, because there are a lot of people that are supporting them, but why do you feel that these folks and some of the other people in the industry, you know, the ones that came out and said stuff before they actually got a chance to see the video and they had so much to say, why do you feel that there is little to no remorse for this young lady and her brother? What's up, Tirana? Evil people don't have empathy. Ty, tell the truth and shame the devil. Tell the truth and shame the devil. But I mean, it gets to even the devil can fake and act like he got empathy. You know, he'll put on for you. But these people not even acting like they have any type of remorse for the situation. And even Aries at this point, we want to talk about the skit. You can call it a skit all you want to. You can call it a skit. We call it another word that start with an S and end with a T and they got that I, but that second letter is completely different. But you can call it a skit if you want to, if that makes you feel better. But why no remorse? How sway? That's interesting. That's definitely, we have someone that says they feel protected, so that's why they lack remorse. He must feel protected by the higher ups. They have nothing to give. They're just evil. What? Because this type of stuff is pushed to be normalized, adult groom. Ooh. People are trying to normalize. And that's a whole, child, that's a whole other conversation right there. That's a whole other conversation. They're going to find the script because they are predators. Well, Linda, just go ahead and tell us how you really feel. Because they are predators. They have no soul. They have no soul. Why is there no apology for the lewd acts that were performed on these young individuals? Let me address that one, because they are not going to come out and apologize. No. Because that will be a definite trip. They're going to get a brand new set of silver bracelets. So they are not trying to come out and apologize for any type of lewd acts. But you can't apologize for nothing. I mean, nothing. Nothing. You can't even give one of the half. You know, a half apology is when somebody come and say, I'm sorry you feel that way. Or I'm sorry if you feel that I hurt you. Y'all couldn't even come with a half apology. Because that's a manipulative tactic on its own, saying, I'm sorry if you feel that I hurt you. Y'all know that's a bunch of bouffalet right there, right? You know, it's not if I feel. You hurt me, period. Let's not say you sorry if I feel that way. No, if you hurt me, you hurt me. We're going to call a skunk a skunk. If it stank, it stank. So let's not do the extra stuff. They didn't even attempt to do that. They didn't attempt to do that. For me, that goes along with that sense of entitlement that a lot of people have when they feel like they have come into a position of power. That comes with the territory. Come on, the arrogance of it all. Like, really? Juanita, what is going on? What is going on? I see one of our certified dimes up in here. What is going on, young lady? Let's talk about this. I want to get you guys' opinions really quick. We know, we have discussed it. We know that the lawsuit that has been filed, it is written, every article that has come out, every video that has come out up to this point has made it clear. It has made it clear that these allegations and this lawsuit was filed by Jane Doe on behalf of her and her brother. So why do you think these people feel it necessary to come after the mom? Why is that necessary? What do you think you're going to accomplish by doing that other than trying to do more damage? This is the only way that you can try to hurt Jane and John, by coming through their mom. What do you guys think is the reason that they feel that coming after the mom is going to accomplish something? Because they're supposed to be doxing people, right? They already put her name out there, like TMZ had already did that, so it wasn't a surprise. I mean, surprise. What's the point in them coming after the mom? Why didn't you come after the mom when she told you that she was going to press charges against you before? Why didn't y'all come after the mom then, when she was actively pursuing something? When mom was asking y'all what she was going to do, what did y'all do to her kids? And she was saying, I might do this and I might do that, because they claimed that she was threatening to do things. If that were the case, why didn't y'all come after the mom then? Because this stuff that's going on right now has nothing to do with the mom. So why are you coming after the mom now? What do you think that's going to accomplish other than making y'all look foolish, making you look like bullies, making it appear as though you are intimidating some victims. And in the end, could possibly end up intimidating witnesses because you don't know where this case is going to go. What are you hoping to accomplish? So they can intimidate them. You said they have nothing else, so they got to try to go for the mom. They got to try to go for the mom. They don't have anything else. Tiffany's attorneys doxed the mother initially. It's the victim shakedown and intimidation play. I agree. To try to establish she is a bad mother and negligent. Nita's and Mike World say he just a coward. If they drag the mom, they may drag the kids. This is going to be a conversation of division within the Black community. Even more, a lot of people are just saying the mom, where's the dad? My thing is with that, and that's a good point, Journey, at the end of the day, mom and dad don't have anything to do with this at all. They don't have anything to do with this at all because at the end of the day, at this point, Jane is old enough to make her own decisions. And Jane, as a now adult woman, decided that she wanted to press charges. She decided that she wanted to come after the people that caused damage to her and her brother, who is now in her custody. She is his guardian at this point. And she feels like she needs to bust a move. So it's only right that she bust a move. Now, what does her mama have to do with that? It doesn't matter if her mama say, you know what, go ahead and do it now. If you feel like you need to do it, go ahead and do it. They got every right to do that. It wouldn't matter if the mama walked them down to the courthouse to file papers. They have the right to do that. We saw in the court documents that the previous lawsuit that was filed by the mom, that was actually filed by mom, when they should have came after her if they wanted to come after her, that lawsuit, it wasn't binding. The settlement wasn't binding. That lawsuit didn't even include Tiffany. That lawsuit didn't really include the kids because there was no guardian ad litem in place. So why are you putting her in your mess? So y'all couldn't get her before. So because y'all couldn't get her before, y'all gonna try to come after her now. That's what we doing. Y'all got to try to come after her now because, I mean, to me, they say it's the timing with what she's doing. It's the timing with what y'all doing for me. Because y'all knew this stuff was sitting here. Y'all knew this stuff was on the internet. And as long as it didn't surface, you guys were fine. You guys were fine. You thought your little dirty little secret would never come out. What is the broken deal? $100? No. An apology at this point is not enough. Acting like you are a good person since then doesn't make you a good person. It means you are good at hiding who you are. Boy, you talking about some chameleons, Nicole. We got some real chameleons. They can be whatever they need to be, whenever they need to be. At any given time. Just like that. Just like that. Wherever they need to blend in, whatever they need to change into, you know, those shapeshifters. Whatever they need to shift into at the time. That's what they are going to be. We are watching it happen. We are watching it happen at this very moment with our own eyes. If they drag the mom, they may... Okay, I got that one. We got that one. They need to shift the blame. Why didn't they ask mom for permission to film her kids if it was just a skit? Why did they deceive the children's mom and abusing one kid with no consequences and coming back a year later to number 2? Here's the thing. Here's the thing. And I was trying to go back and find this in the paperwork the other day, and I couldn't find it while we were on here. And I was a little tired. So I had to go back to the lawsuit because I wanted you guys to see specifically what Aries said when he threw Tiffany under the bus with this too. When he threw her under the bus And that's what I'm saying. Extortion, shoot, it sounds like they might be extorting each other. That's where the real extortion is actually taking place, because one knows what the other one did, so they really coming after each other too. Let's show something. Why did they deceive the children's mom, abusing one kid with no consequences, and then coming back a year later for the other kid? That's something major, right? Okay. When you are, let's say you're a predator. I don't want to call anybody a predator. Let's say that you are a predator, and you see that you were able to get away, you had access to, and you were able to get away with something the first time. If there are no consequences to your actions, especially negative consequences for negative behavior, if there are no negative consequences to your actions, then you are more likely to go back and repeat that behavior because you didn't experience any negative consequences. And this is what happened. So she goes back for the other child because she had access. And I need to make sure that we are clear on this. It's not access just because, oh, I just want to throw my kids to you. No, it's because I trust you. My kids trust you. Go ahead and do what you say you're going to do for them. I don't have any reason to believe that you're going to do otherwise, right? Let's go into this thing real quick. Actually, let me hit this settlement real quick, because I've seen a lot of people talking about this settlement. I want to go back over this settlement thing really quick, because I want to correct some stuff that people have been saying. And it's important, because you can tell when a lot of people, like, they may have access to certain information, but they refuse to read it. And y'all know reading is fundamental, okay? So I want to go over this settlement part that people are talking about, because they seem to think that, you know, the mom got all this money and all this stuff, and like she doing side deals and doing all this extra stuff. I want to be clear on something. First of all, if you did something to her children, she got every right to try to come after you, whichever manner she chooses. Let's not go with the violent manner, but if she decides that she wants to come after you for something, she has the right to do that. She absolutely has the right to do that. But again, these people knew that they were not working with individuals that had the money, especially if she didn't have money like that. To be honest, I still don't think she has money like that. I mean, she out here and she doing her thing, but it hasn't been that long. It's not that long money. You see what I'm saying? So when I hear people talking about this shakedown and stuff, and then Aries, you know, I don't count the money in people's pockets, but what specifically are they shaking down? Are they trying to shake the change out of your pocket? What specifically are they shaking down? Let me go into the settlement thing. Let's get into this really quick. All right, getting back into this. Let's go into this settlement stuff real quick. The settlement agreement has no binding legal effect. All these people that's talking all this extra stuff, you need to understand what this means. So y'all see my pretty little blue little stuff I put around it so I could find it this time, so I wouldn't be sitting up here running around like a chicken with my head cut off trying to find these documents or these statements in these documents. The settlement, release, and confidentiality agreement have no binding legal effect on either Haddish or the two minor children. They were not involved. This was a settlement with Aries. The terms of the agreement do not include Haddish as a party. Haddish insinuated she wanted no part of the Spears settlement agreement via text. It is evident that Miss Haddish fully participated in the skit and solicited and recruited Mr. Doe for the Child P skit. Haddish at no point in time indicated that she wanted to be included in the attempted settlement agreement between Spears and the plaintiff's mother. The agreement is invalid as to the two minor children, Jane and John Doe, because of their minor status when it was signed. Under California law, a settlement for a minor is not valid unless a court approves it. You can't just go and make these under the table deals. They got to go to the court. Somebody from the court got to be part of this. They got to sign this stuff. The agreement was never presented to a superior court as the law requires for it to become a binding minors compromise. Listen at this. Further, a minor must be represented by a guardian ad litem. That's a person that comes in and acts as a guardian. They act as somewhat of a protector for them to make sure that no harm comes to them during this whole process and make sure that the kids are properly represented at that time. They must be represented by a guardian ad litem in any court proceeding. The minor children were not represented by we call it gal. They were not represented by a gal who could look out for their best interests. Plaintiff's mother negotiated the agreement after this and was both ill-informed and legally unsound. I don't even know if I got this up so you guys can see it. Okay, you can see it. Legally unsound. There was no trust set up for the two minor children as is contemplated by Probate Code 3602. So let's be clear. Something I told you guys yesterday. Aries allegedly, I have to say allegedly, agreed. He did come up with an agreement to help pay for some of the therapy for John Doe and for some schooling for him to go to private school. He did pay something. Tiffany allegedly agreed too. She paid nothing. She backed out at the end. She didn't hold up her end of the deal. Now I want to go back into this extortion thing and the shakedown. And actually, let me read this thing from Hollywood Unlocked, and then I'm going to go into this other part of this, because we need to try to make this make sense, because something that they're saying doesn't make sense. And this right here is actually going to go into what I chat. Listen. So let me go to this article really quick. This article, it is an HU exclusive. It says Tiffany Haddish relieved after Aries Spears skit video surfaces. Quote, I wanted to take responsibility and I was tired of being extorted. Period. Is that a shakedown? Is anybody lying? Are we now willing to admit that this is bogus? Did she not admit I wanted to take responsibility? Am I missing something? You wanted to take responsibility for what, Sway? Now her boy runs this. This is his thing. So of course he is going to, he's gonna be on her side with this. So this is gonna come from his and her perspective. So let's read this. Let's just go ahead and read this. What was intended to be a major shakedown for Tiffany Haddish turned out to be a great relief for the comedian. However, full details left out about two separate incidents which led to a long threatened lawsuit have shed a negative light on the renowned comedian and sparked an even larger conversation online. Two words I want to focus on here. Yeah, I guess it's one because there's a hyphen in between, but it says a long threatened lawsuit. That means this has been going on for an extended period of time. It did not just pop up yesterday. It did not just pop up. Last week, a civil lawsuit was filed in Los Angeles Superior Court by siblings identified only as Jane Doe, now 22, and John Doe, who was born in 2007. I found it interesting that they worded it that way. It was okay for them to put the age of Jane Doe in here. Why not go ahead and say that he's 15 years old? Don't make people try to do the math and try to figure out how old this boy is. Let's not do that. Let's go ahead. Let's say he's either 14 going on 15 or he's 15 years old. Again, don't try to manipulate the situation. That's why you still have people sitting here saying, oh, well, they're both adults. No, they are not. You have one adult. And because this happened between 13 and 14, what? That's like 8 years ago. Then that means both of them were minors, right? Just saying. So don't try to do the verbal. Don't try to do the wordplay. You put her age in here because she's not. Go ahead and put in here that he either 14 going on 15 or that he's 15 years old. Go on, tell the truth and shame the devil now. Jane, who is John's legal guardian, is the plaintiff in the lawsuit, both individually and on her young brother's behalf. If you know this, if you are stating this in your article, then why in the world are you going after their mom for something that they are filing? Make that make sense. The suit accuses Aries, Spears, and Haddish of abusing the plaintiff sexually when they were both minors and alleges the comedians groomed and coerced them into filming sexually explicit child piece skits. One of the disgusting and very inappropriate videos has made its rounds online. Listen, one thing I don't like about this is don't come and have journalistic integrity when you're writing this for the public, because you know that it's gonna, you got different other media outlets that are going to see it. But then you get messy when you get in spaces like YouTube and other social media outlets, because they may not look at what you're doing on here. Don't forget that you're supposed to be doxing these people. That's what was put out here. Now, this sounds really good in print, right? It sounds excellent in print. Their journalistic integrity is there. It's the integrity for me. But this is not the same energy that is being given online. It's not the same energy that's being given on social media. You got to keep that same energy. You got to let the people know that you are targeting them. Go ahead and put it out there. Go ahead. Tell the people what you're doing. Come on. Go ahead, Cletus. Tell them what you're doing. See this? That's that bouffale right there. Misrepresentation. The 2014 skit titled Through a Pedo's Eyes shows Haddish dropping off a child and leaving him with Spears. While watching the little boy play with his toys, Spears begins to make sexual gestures at him before rubbing down his back. He didn't just rub down his back, he rubbed baby oil on his back. Let's make sure that we are being very specific with this. We don't want to leave anything out, and mislead people. Definitely won't want to do that. To note, Haddish was approached by Spears. Listen, when I tell you that they are throwing each other under the bus, and I'm questioning whether or not they're extorting each other. Listen. This is an example of Tiffany throwing Aries under the bus, okay? And then I'm going to turn around, okay? I'm going to turn around and show y'all how Aries threw Tiffany under the bus. Now, she spoke to Hollywood a lot herself. These are her people. Okay, this are Ace Boone Coon. Okay, let's see what was said here. To note, Haddish was approached by Spears to take on the skit when she was an up and coming comedian. Okay, she was not present when those inappropriate scenes were filmed, nor did she get to see the completed project when it was finalized at the time. Hot darn. If ever someone has ever been thrown under the bus done rolled over them, the bus done backed up, ba-boom. It has done all this stuff. They completely threw Aries up under the bus. So people want to know who came up with the treatment, who was the creative mind behind all this. It was Aries, right? It was all him. He invited Tiffany in on this. She had nothing to do with the creative, the backstory. She didn't help come up with this skit. It was all Aries. As a matter of fact, when this negative stuff took place, when all this inappropriate stuff took place, Tiffany wasn't even there. Let's just overlook the fact. Let's just let these folks gaslight you and act like you did not see Tiffany hand this young boy off to Aries. We just gonna act like we didn't see that. Okay, that's part of the gaslighting of it all. Tiffany wasn't there. As a matter of fact, Tiffany didn't even know these things happened. She is innocent in it all, and she is clearly the victim in this situation. Stop it. Aries, brother. You out here by yourself, bro. You are out here by yourself. You out here by yourself. Now, I'm going to tell you that in the court documents, I'm going to help you out now, because in the court documents, they say that Haddish was there the whole time. Except like in the bathroom, like she walked out and it was you and the cameraman that was still in there. But we do know that Haddish knew. She knew what was on it. Come on, y'all had already discussed it. As a matter of fact, Aries, let me show them how you threw Tiffany under the bus with this situation. I'm telling you, these people got some strong arms because they are just throwing each other left and right. So let's go and look at how Aries threw Tiffany under the bus. Okay, let's look at what Tiffany said again. To note, Haddish was approached by Spears to take on the skit when she was an up-and-coming comedian. They're letting you know she wasn't out there yet. She really didn't know any better. How's somebody gonna shake you down for money when you don't have no money? I'm just saying. She was an up-and-coming comedian. She was not present when those inappropriate scenes were filmed, nor did she get to see the completed project when it was finalized. Let me finish reading this because I need y'all to get this full effect on this thing right here. When she eventually saw the final product, I'm going to put on my news, my journalistic voice for you guys, because I want you to catch the full effect of this thing. When she eventually saw the final product, she later asked the video to be taken down immediately, but Aries refused, and the skit later showed up on the platform Funny or Die Digital. Did she not throw Aries under the bus? She threw him up under a car, a motorcycle. She threw him up under a boat. She took him all around the world, spun him around like he was a rag, and completely left him there. Now, let's go back, because she said she didn't know. She didn't know this stuff was going on. She had nothing to do with it now. Now, okay, those who came across the unsettling clip can agree that the video was not even close to funny. Hallelujah. However, the many online users are now also questioning what parents would allow their child to be a part of a project like this. Now, let me go back, because what you're trying to do at this point is make sure that you throw this parental piece up in there, because see, this is all about media manipulation. So you got to make people just throw that, just give them a little pinch of that so it can have them going back. You're right. You're right. What parents would let them do this? You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Okay, now we got this first taste of Tiffany throwing Aries under the bus. Let me show you how it was reciprocated, okay? But Aries did it first. So I guess Tiffany actually reciprocated. So we're going to go into how Aries first threw Tiffany under the bus. And maybe this is why they seem to be on different ends of this thing. And they are collectively throwing each other all over the place. They just thrown, okay? That's just what both of them thrown. They just thrown, okay? And we're not talking about game of, they thrown, okay? Now, let's go into the third action here. We're going to go into the third cause of action. Listen, I don't even want y'all to see that part yet. Under negligent supervision / failure to warn. I'm going to take this one from the top because I want y'all to get this in its context. I want you to get it in its totality so you can see how he threw her under said bus. They just, you get thrown, and you get thrown, and you get thrown. Everybody's getting thrown. They just thrown. Plaintiff re-alleges and incorporates by reference as those set forth fully at this point each allegation contained above. Here, it is plaintiff's position that Haddish knew or should have known of Spears's intention to sexually assault, MOLESTS, and sexually harass plaintiffs. Listen, upon information and belief, when confronted about the molestation of John Doe, let me tell y'all what Aries said. Aries informed the plaintiff's mother that he provided Haddish with the treatment for the child piece skit. Let me pause there for a minute. That means that she had the information. She had the prototype. She knew exactly what the skit was going to be about. That is said treatment. Girl, you knew we talked about this. Now let's move forward. Not only did he provide Haddish with the treatment for the child piece skit, He also said that Haddish provided Spears with the photos of young children of several of her close friends, all boys under the age of 10. Let me read that one more time for the people in the back. Haddish provided Tiffany. Let's get Tiffany provided Aries with the photos of young children of several of her close friends. Note, close friends, just like with the plaintiff's mom, a close friend. She provided pictures of several young children of her photos of children of several of her close friends, all boys under the age of 10. Spears, Aries, then admitted to the plaintiff's mother that he and Tiffany discussed how John Doe would be the perfect little boy for the child pedo skit. Ba-boom, 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 ba-boom. That's all I'm saying. So they have officially thrown each other under the bus. Okay? But what you have done is basically acted as a madam. You on some G Maxwell time. And Aries put it out there. He put it out there. I bet you didn't know that. I'm pretty sure she didn't realize that that man told those kids' mom that not only was she aware, but she bought a whole creepy, nasty photo album of her close friends' pictures to let them pick out which ones were going to be the victims. I'm willing to bet she didn't know. She didn't know. I just don't think she knew that Aries did that. So I think it was only fair that she felt that she returned the favor, that reciprocation, that reciprocity is important around here. So I think she thought that it was important for her to return the favor and drive that bus. Okay? I think she thought it was important for her to return this favor. Now, let's get into this. Let's get into this. Okay. The mother of the siblings was actually a longtime friend with Haddish at one point who actually got paid for the skits. They said the mom got paid for the skits. The documents say that Haddish paid Tiffany, paid the kids $100 a piece. I don't know if that's the payment or they allegedly got some other payments. But things went left after Morris approached the entertainer following her success in Girls Trip and started asking for help with her comedic career. So you telling me that everything was fine, everything was well and good up until 2017 where you did Girls Trip and then everything went south because you wouldn't help her with her career, even though there are photos online showing her with other celebrities that she could have possibly helped put her on. We saw her in a picture with Lonnie Love. We saw her in a picture with there was a blog that showed a picture with Natalie, the young lady from Babs that passed a couple years ago. Like, you were not the only one that could put her on. And at this point, you were still new yourself. You were still, you've been out here doing stuff, but you weren't part of the A team yet. You weren't in there like swimwear quite yet for you to be the one to be putting everybody on. These people showed up at her book signing from what I saw online, but let me continue on. When Haddish explained that she was unable to do so at the time, that's when Morris started hinting at going public with the video. The mother even started claims that her son was molested while filming, prompting Tiffany to encourage her to file a police report. Oh, you thought they were just going to file a report with Aries. However, there was no wrongdoing found. Despite all of that, in 2020, Morris was actually seen in pictures celebrating Haddish at her 40th birthday party. I want to pause right there because there was something that I saw. I thought about something. I told you, me and my girl that's in here right now, my little homie, we in here talking, and I had an epiphany. I just had a moment. I kind of discussed this a little bit last night, but I just had a moment. I had a moment. They made sure that they put this picture out showing that this mom, who has absolutely nothing to do with this current lawsuit, that this mom was at Tiffany's birthday party in 2020. They trying to make the mom look crazy for being at the birthday party. Let's do this. Let's do this, because they're saying that, you know, she went to the party, all this good stuff. Like, if things went bad in 2017 after the mom found out that Tiffany wasn't gonna help her or couldn't help her, first of all, why she at your birthday party? If she already turned against you, why you invited her to your birthday party? Why she all up in your space? That's the first thing I want to know. Why was she all up in your space? And we know that she confronted you at least in 2018 when she found out this video existed, because you know she has been doing this, pursuing this thing for a long time. Y'all, is only 22. That's the span, 18 to 22. That's 4 years. So we know that she has been coming at you about some stuff. Why are people asking, why did the mom go to the party? And they're not asking why she invited her to the party. What's wrong with that picture? I'm going to give you something else to think on for a minute now. Now. I might not be the smartest person in the world, but I know a little something about something. Last night while I was on here, I looked up Tiffany's birthday, and her birthday is December the 3rd. Okay? Now, according to all the documents that I have seen, this mom filed a police report. She pressed charges in January of 2020, right? January, at the beginning of the month, the beginning of the year, she pressed charges, okay? So that means that the mom must have been at the birthday party leaving out of 2020. So that means that Tiffany had you knew this woman pressed charges against you and you invited her to your birthday party. Come on, Sway. You knew that she pressed charges against you, that you and Aries had some charges coming down the line, and you invited her to your birthday party. Does that make sense? Because she filed charges in January of 2020. I think it was January the 28th, on or about January the 28th of 2020. And they said that picture was taken of the mom at Tiffany's birthday party in 2020. So that would put it December 2020. Girl, she had already reported you. She already carried through with the alleged threats you said she put out there. So why in the world would you be inviting her to your birthday party? Why would she be up in your space? I'm going to press pause because I need y'all to answer that for me. If she went to the police on or about January 28th, 2020, and Tiffany's birthday don't come back around until December of 2020, you got a whole 11, it's 12 months, but it was at the end of the month. So we're going to say you got a whole 11 months in between. These people don't let you know that 5 charges have been pressed against you. She told you she was going to do it during it, and you go ahead, 5 charges. How in the world? You knew this woman pressed charges against you. You knew she was trying to extort you because you were tired of being extorted. So you're glad it came out, right? So you knew she was extorting you or attempting to extort you, and you invited her to your birthday party. I got to look at your comments for a minute because this don't make sense to me. I'm going to look in these comments and see if one of y'all can give me a sensible reason. Because I'm not looking at the mom. Yeah, you showed a picture trying to make the mom look bad. I'm looking at Tiffany. Like, what person in their sane mind would have somebody extorting them? Allegedly, she's extorting you. She's trying to shake you down. She's shaking the table. She's trying to shake you down. putting all these threats out here about what she's going to do to you in Aries. She done told you she had a problem with that tape and she was going to handle y'all. And almost a year after all this stuff, knowing all this stuff is going on, you invited her to your birthday party. Somebody, please help me understand this. Please help me understand this. And now I see somebody saying they are not wearing masks. So somebody was saying, well, what about the pandemic? Can you please give us a picture that got a timestamp on it, a real timestamp, so we can know exactly when said picture actually supposedly came out? Because anybody can put a picture out and said that it happened at whatever time. If this picture is from Tiffany's birthday party in 2020, which would be December of 2020, then your timelines are not adding up, bro. The math ain't mathing. Like I said, I'm not the smartest person in the world, but the math ain't mathing. I'm just saying, the math just not, they not mathing. They're not mathing. I'm seeing people saying that the masks were mandated at that time. Child, I don't know, but I see nobody in the picture wearing them. I do see that. And they just kikiing and cacaing all over each other like they just having a good old time. But most importantly, I want to know, this woman done threatened you with all this stuff. I mean, you must really have a forgiving spirit, my child. I mean, she done threatened you, done took your money. She done tried to take you for everything you got. And with all the love in you, even though you will not admit to any wrong that you have done, okay, even though you will not apologize to these people, you felt it proper to invite her to your birthday party because that was going to make everything good. That's that bouffale right there. That's that bouffale. I cannot. Someone asked the question, how did Tiffany get somebody to even host a venue like that during the pandemic when all the stuff was going down? 2020, at the height of 2020, the beginning of the year, actually is when COVID really, actually the end of 19 going into 2020 is when COVID took off. I remember because that's when the stuff was going on with my brother, and I lost my brother in February of 2020. So I'm very familiar with that time frame. This is when COVID started hitting hard. We lost a lot of people in 2020 to COVID, and in December of 2020. Let me go back again. I might see one mask. Let me see if I can see one mask. Hold on. Let me see. Searched all over. Couldn't find nobody. I looked high and low. Still couldn't find nobody. I don't see no mask. I don't know, like this man right here might have a mask on the back of his hand. Is that a mask? Nope, that's the light to the camera. My bad. I try to give him the benefit of the doubt. That math ain't mathing, y'all. Y'all know that that's not right. That don't make sense. But see, people know when it comes to media manipulation, all you got to do is plant a seed. And if people are not paying attention, they'll fall for it. All you have to do is plant a seed. And people are going to go along with it, especially if it's something that they want to hear. They're not going to research it. They're going to go with it. Well, y'all saw that on Hollywood Unlocked. Y'all saw the pictures they put out there, and the mama was at her birthday party. First of all, how do we even know that that was Tiffany's party? Could it not have been possible that they were at the same place at the same darn time? How do we know that's Tiffany's party? I'm just asking. Let me see. I saw a subtitle on this thing. Let me see. No, that was their subtitle. Yeah. How do we know that that was Tiffany's party? I'm just asking for a friend. How do we know that that was Tiffany's party? And again, I'm going to ask for the people that felt the need to put this out. Why are you mentioning something about Tiffany's party and Tiffany inviting her to this party? her showing up at Tiffany's party, but you're not mentioning the fact that if this is her party, Tiffany invited her to her party. Let me tell you something. You try to extort me, you try to get my money, you try to come for my livelihood, girl, you're not getting through the door. Okay? That's what you will get, the door. Like, you're not coming in. Something is not right. Now, they want to say something about the mama being off. No, somebody else is off. If this is when this took place. I see some people trying to math up in here. I see you, Teresa. What's going on, Teresa? Teresa, that math now. That math. We trying to math this math over here now. So, Teresa said she was born in 79. She would have turned 40 in 2019. Teresa said if her math is mathing. Okay? So this would have been in 2020. This would have been her 41st birthday party in 2020. Don't have me sitting up here doing the wrong math. Now y'all work that math now. My PhD is not in math. I'm just saying. I'm really sitting up here and I'm like, wait, that the dates, they not matching up. Y'all went and threw this out here. Y'all ain't even put a picture with them shaking hands, hugging, like none of that. Y'all ain't put none of that. But Bradley, see, even without it being public, right? They knew what was going on because they were already having all this back and forth stuff. They were making agreements and arrangements, right? Aries was already giving them something, to try to help with the person that he hurt, allegedly, go, help him with something dirty in the water. The water ain't clean. And yes, I said ain't. The water ain't clean. The water ain't clean. Now, it's my understanding that even at this party that the mom, in the picture, if you look at the picture, that the mom even appeared upset in one of the pictures, and eventually she got so upset she just could not be there and she left crying. She had to go. She had to go. That's my understanding. But again, I see your question. What mom would want to be around a woman who has something to do with doing something to their kids? And I'm going to switch this around, because if you are tired of being extorted and you're tired of being threatened, you're tired of somebody saying that you did something to their kids, then why in the world would you want them around you? See, for me, that goes both ways. You're not going to go out here saying I did something to your kids and think you're going to be up around me. You putting something out here that could end my career, have me sitting up in somebody's jail, and you think you're going to be around me. I'm looking at it both ways. You ain't coming up in here. Unless the picture is a misrepresentation and that wasn't Tiffany's party to begin with. I don't know. Who knows? Just saying. Right, T-Ron, and neither one of them should have wanted to be around each other. I don't know. Now, I'm seeing in the chat where somebody's saying that allegedly Aries may have had some abuse charges that he was dealing with around this time when these skits and stuff were taking place. I don't know. That's alleged. I don't know. But I'm saying that the same thing that these people, that her team, the same things they are trying to put out there to try to harm this mom, who, once again, let me repeat, has absolutely nothing to do with this lawsuit. She is not a party in this lawsuit. You come in trying to throw shade and throw stuff out there with her, that does not negate the fact that this video is out here. I don't care what y'all go and put out there. That's not going to change what's on that video. It's just not. So what's the point? What is the point? Ty, y'all know I'm trying to keep it cute. I know y'all saying it's not alleged. I got to keep it cute. I don't need these folks coming after me. I ain't got no money. I ain't got no money. I ain't got no money. Like Chris Tucker said, if they rob me, they'll just be practicing. I ain't got no money. I got to say alleged, okay? I ain't got no money. I ain't got no money. I ain't got no fancy car. Don't live the life of a millionaire or a movie star. I don't have any of that. I don't have none of that. I ain't got it. I ain't got it. But I see y'all comments. I see your comments. Yes. The mother says she has many emails exchanged about the party. From what I am gathering, Vivian, there are a lot of emails about a lot of things. So you are exactly right. It's a whole lot of going on that I think going to end up coming out at the end of this situation. Sometimes you got to choose the lesser two evils. You hear me? And if the less of those two evils would have been for you to go and take care of their family and make them whole after what y'all did to them, then you should have went with that and left it alone. We would not be hearing about this stuff right now. I'm just saying. So we on this extorting thing. We on the shakedown of it all. We on this now. Let's be mindful. Now, I don't want to get into this thing right here too deep, but I just want to mention something. If any of you are watching the RK trial at this particular time, you have literally seen people get on the stand and brag about extorting people. So we have seen extortion at its finest. We have seen it. But at the root of extortion, there's a problem. There's something going on. There's a root to this thing here. Okay, we're gonna start from the nucleus and then we're gonna spread on out. Okay, so when it comes to Tiffany and Aries, it even said in Hollywood Locks article that the mom basically was threatening her about the video. That was that admission of guilt, right? Okay, so it has been acknowledged that the mom addressed her about the video. So mom thought the video was a problem for a while, right? Right? When it comes to extortion, you got to have something either that you did wrong or something that you're trying to hide that you don't want to come out in order for somebody to extort you. Y'all feel me? If you feel me, I need y'all to put a 1 in the chat real quick because we're going to have to get deep on this one for a minute. You had to do something wrong, or there's something that you're trying to hide that you don't want to come out. You're trying to make sure that something does not come out. That's the only way that somebody can attempt to extort you, because otherwise you don't give two flips about it coming out. So there has to be something about it that you don't want coming out publicly. Otherwise, you can't be extorted. Correct me if I'm wrong now. I wait. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Because I'm trying to figure this out. If they are extorting you, then what exactly are they extorting you for? There's an art to extortion, right? If they are extorting you, then they're extorting you based on what exactly? I mean, we coming out and we saying this stuff. Exactly. It's backstory there, right? We coming out and we saying this stuff. Now, Tiffany said that the mom came with her saying something to her about the video. And we know that at some point, Aries, that assisted with something monetarily. So y'all admitting to some extent that there was something done wrong. Otherwise, even if these people wanted to extort you, they couldn't. I don't care what you know about me. Tell it. Tell it. Go sing it on the mountain. Tell it. Another question. If you uploaded the video, you know you uploaded the video, and it was up for 4 years. Now, the mom just didn't know. And a lot of us didn't know because we weren't going around looking for creepy videos that got little 7-year-olds on. We weren't looking for you. We weren't checking for Aries or Tiffany for that matter. We weren't checking for y'all like that. And it takes a special person to even go and look for something where that video would pop up. I'm just saying. So what was different? What happened? What happened for y'all to take a video that had already been put out? Y'all had already put it out. How could they extort y'all on the video that was already out there? Like, it had to be some serious stuff. Y'all had already put the video out. It was out for the public to see. Now, yes, it was taken back down, but there had to be something that was pointed out, something that was shown, some points that were made for y'all to know, hold on, we in trouble. We gonna have to do something. We're gonna have to come up with some kind of agreement on this whole thing. Hold. Before you go say something to somebody, hold on. What you want to do? What? Tell them what we got to figure something out. Hold on. What are we gonna do? Hold. Let me get my attorney. Let's try to get together. Well, let's hold on. Bradley, you're right. Once it's out there, it's out there. And even though they took it down, it was still out there in 2021 because they had to go and try to scrub the internet. And we see to this day, it's still there. We still looking at it, right? So that's what I'm saying. In all actuality, if she's trying to shake you down just because of that video, if she's trying to shake you down only because of that video, then how can she extort you with something that's already out? I'm going to look at your responses on this because I want to know. How can somebody extort you on a video that's already out? It's already out for the public to see. How can somebody extort you if that's the only issue that we got going on? See, that's what would lead me to believe. And I tell you, I ain't the smartest person in the world. Now, I might not be the brightest crayon in the box, the sharpest tool in the toolkit. But something has to be wrong. There has to, right, Bradley. It's some other extracurricular activities that have taken place, allegedly. In my opinion, it's something else that had to take place for them to even attempt, since y'all saying shakedown. It's something else. Something ain't right. 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 Somebody done messed around and poured salt in the Kool-Aid. They done jacked all the Kool-Aid up. Something ain't right. Something ain't right. Now, Linda, I see your question right there. Good question. Are we sure this is the year 2020? Could this be an earlier year? Maybe 2019, 2018. See, it could possibly be, but the people that were trying to come, that were supposed to put the family, they're going to dox the family and put them on blast, they were the ones that said it was 2020. That's where that date came from. So if it's the wrong date, then it was the wrong date that was put out there intentionally by the people that were trying to do further harm to the victims in this situation. And isn't it ironic? Don't you think? A little too ironic. And I really do think it's a mess going on. It's a mess going on. Y'all, it don't take a rocket scientist. And I know Aries said that people need to use their common sense, that there are red flags. Brother, you are right. There are red flags, green flags, blue flags. Look, we done started blooding and cripping up in here. Purple flags, blue flags. We done said blue, gray, white. You got every color. We got multicolored flags going on around here because something is not right. Something is not right. If you're not doing anything wrong, you cannot be extorted. If there wasn't something that you were trying to hide, thank you, Chief Wildflower. Rainbow flag. Rainbow. That's what a whole rainbow flag that we got going on around here. Rainbow. Y'all hiding some stuff. Y'all skipped the whole part in that article. They skipped the whole part. They went from here to saying, oh, like this stuff was alleged back in 2014. And then they jump all the way up here to this birthday party that allegedly took place in 2020. What happened in all those years in between when you said the mom had this long standing threat about this video? What happened? What happened? And for the people that are talking about the mom taking any type of money from Aries, why do y'all think Aries would feel the need or obligated to give her anything if he felt that he didn't do anything wrong? Let me be clear on something. You are not getting my hard-earned money. Okay? I work for this. You didn't put in on this, man. No, my brother, you got to get your own. I'm not going to just give you my money because you threatening to tell somebody something. You ain't got to tell them. Shoot, I go and put the mess out my darn self. You are not going to extort me. Why do you think he felt obligated to give them anything? Why settle? Nah. Let's take it to court. We taking this all the way, baby. We taking this. Let's go. I'm a goer. I go. He said he's not a coward. He said he about that fight life. That's what he said. He's about that fight life. He was comparing himself to the Godfather. Not, boy, go sit down somewhere. But he was comparing himself to the Godfather and all this stuff. So why would you fold so easily? You really let this woman that y'all say two types of crazy get over on you like that? She just making up stuff and y'all let her get over on y'all like that? That's what we saying. That's what I'm getting. That's the vibe I'm getting. I don't know about y'all, but I ain't buying what they selling. I am not buying what they are selling. Just like they sat quiet, y'all. When the stuff started coming out, they sat quiet and didn't say one word, had all their friends taken up for them. You got Brad, you got Ricky Smiley, you got the whole team over there. You know, I love me some Ricky Smiley. That's my bro. And we're going to throw it out one time. But y'all let them sit all over there telling all that little stuff and taking up for y'all. They lying. They lying. The devil is a lie. Tiffany won't do nothing like that. I don't know about Aries. But no, Aries didn't do that. Y'all just went and said them people were lying and called them everything but a child of God. Okay? And then when the video come out, well, I ain't know. I felt this way, but that was before I saw the video. Now that I saw that, once people started calling y'all out, now all of a sudden you got to change of hearts. A change of hearts. Not a change of heart, but a change of hearts. All of a sudden. And Tiffany and Aries sat there and let y'all look like some fools. See, that's the point I'm trying to make to you. Tiffany and Aries sat right there and look, made y'all look like 5 types of fools right there because they weren't going to say one word. They were going to sit there and let y'all talk about these people and act like this video did not exist because they had went so long with their little lie, and without it coming to the forefront, they were going to sit there and let y'all look crazy. Anybody that took up for them, they were going to sit there and let y'all look and play the role of a fool and they won't telling y'all nothing. Oh, they taking up for me. I'm going to let them take up for me. I ain't saying that. This is the real don't ask, don't tell. This is the real don't ask, don't tell right here. They was gonna just, and they did it. And then they said right there, didn't say one word. They didn't say one word. They just let these people come out here looking like some fools. And had this video not come out, Bradley, it's possible that they could. It's possible that they didn't, that they were able to scrub some stuff. We don't know what the situation is because people like hiding stuff. But I'm going to say this. It's something going on somewhere. Somebody knows something for you to even give somebody $100, $1,000. You got something going on. They know something. Because again, you're not getting my hard-earned money behind some little idle threat. Nah, it ain't going down like that. We're going to fight first. And I know that is not the clinical thing to say, but that is the street side of me, and I mean that. We're going to fight first. Nah, we're not doing all that. We're going to have to go ahead, and we're going to have to put them paws on each other first before you go and start digging in my pockets behind some mess. So I'm telling you, he said we talk about common sense. So if we really going to look at this situation for what it is and what's really going on, they know something. Somebody holding the keys to the city. Somebody holding the keys to the city. Somebody holding the keys to the city. That's all I'm saying. They can sit here and play these little games and do this little wordplay if they want to. But something ain't right. Something ain't right. And I'm using my common sense. And my common sense told me that something ain't right. Something ain't right. I'm just saying. What did you do for anybody to possibly be able to extort you? Okay? What? And I want to ask another question. You got these people threatening to release the names of the victims. If this ends up going the criminal route and they accept these charges and push these charges, you think that's going to work out well for you? You really going to try? The daughter, it might not be so bad with her, but you think it's going to work out well for you to go and put this minor's name out there because you're trying to help your girl out? So the goal is, because you know that the young man is already embarrassed, it's in the paperwork, and it's just common sense that now being of age and seeing the video and seeing how they try to portray him in that video, you know that there is some embarrassment, there is some humiliation that came along with that. He said it himself. So y'all goal is to try to pressure him. Y'all trying to intimidate them by threatening to put their names out there, knowing that this young man is still in school and still have to deal with his peers. So y'all putting this stuff out here to threaten them so that they won't continue on with what they're doing. Exactly, it's a scare tactic. You hoping that this gonna play on Jane's heartstrings because she doesn't want any more harm to come to her family, and especially not her brother, who she is now looking over. You know that that's going to be a problem if y'all put that little boy's name out there. And I'm going to say little boy because he's 15. Again, he is a little boy. You know that's a problem. So you're going to put his name out there for him to possibly be bullied at school. You're going to put his name out there for him to possibly end up in fights or have people picking on him or have people calling him derogatory names. Or you trying to, what are you trying to do exactly? Or are you hoping that he'll see this thing and then he'll have inappropriate thoughts? What happens, and Lord knows I do not want to speak this in existence, but what happens if what you did causes further damage and this little boy no longer wants to be here? because you wanted to be petty and fight for some grown people who knew what they were doing and knew better and tried to hide what they were doing, what would be the point in you coming out here trying to put these victims' names out? What you trying to accomplish with that? I'm looking at y'all real funny right now. And I know you don't care, but I'm looking at y'all real funny right now. What you trying to do? We're trying to figure some things out around here. Victim shaming. That's what we're seeing. We have seen people be bullied, right? You do realize that when you do something like this to a child, that is bullying. You a grown behind person threatening to bully a child. And the people that are threatening to do it, we gotta, and in my case, like with this, Jane is 22, and these people are old enough to be Jane's parents that are doing this. So to me, in her case, it's still that you're bullying a child. Even though she's an adult, I still look at it as you bullying two children. Because you're bullying the people that were victimized at 14 and 7. You're bullying children. I'm going to ask you something because I want to know. And I'm going to have to get spiritual on y'all for a minute. But somebody asked before, what good does it profit a man to gain the world and lose his soul? Y'all don't hear me. What good does it profit a man to gain the world and lose his soul? Is it worth it? Y'all do know that we can be friends with people and still hold them accountable, right? Y'all do know that we can still love people. We can support people and not support their actions, right? We know that, right? We know that. It's just like your kids. They may do something. You don't like what they did, but you still love them. You just don't support their actions. You don't support their wrongdoings. You definitely don't want to be that parent. Don't be that parent that see your kid go and rob a bank and you see them come out with a ski mask, bag of money and everything, the blue dye coming all out the bag. It's all on the sneakers. And you saying my son ain't do nothing. Don't be that parent. Don't be that person. That's who y'all looking like right now. You're that person. You even got the dye from the darn bag on your shoes and you still saying your son or your daughter didn't do nothing. Don't be that person. You don't have to go along and support the foolishness. You can call them out. And let me tell you something. If somebody is truly your friend, see, this is what me and my little homegirl were talking about today. If somebody is really your friend, if somebody really cares about you, they okay. You can call them out. They might get in their little feelings for a day or two, but they'll be all right because it's all love. Y'all are not helping them by coming after these young folks. Y'all not helping them. Y'all are enabling them at this point. We done heard this enabler word a lot, right? Y'all are now enablers. A whole crutch instead of holding them accountable and talking to them as some grown folks and telling them that they were dead wrong and what they did stunk. I mean, it stunk like nothing else has ever stunk in this stinky place, like it stunk. Okay. Like, instead of telling them that their actions were dead wrong with no buts, there's no buts in that. Just telling them straight up that what you did was wrong, period. Point blank. You don't have to say nothing else after that. But when you sit here and pacify people, it wasn't that bad. I know everybody's saying stuff. It wasn't that bad, though. It wasn't. I mean, I know, but at least y'all put PSA on the screen, so it wasn't that bad. At least y'all put the message, woo, 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 woo. At least y'all put the message on the end, watch who you leave your kids with. So it wasn't, that's a bunch of bull. No, do not support their nonsense. Do not be sitting up here going after people's kids. And at this point, this is Jane. Her brother is her kid right now. So she gonna protect her kid right now. Don't be going after people's families. And y'all gotta know that when you back, boy, look at him. You mess with a lioness. You mess with her little ones. Boy, you about to have some hell on your hands. You about to have some hell on your hands. The best thing that you can do is tell these people y'all were wrong. I don't even have to go out and speak about you in public. I'm just going to tell you to your face that y'all were wrong. And y'all need to try to correct whatever y'all did. You're not going to heal any hurt or any pain that any one of them are going through. Let's make that clear right now. But you need to at least hold yourself accountable for your actions. You need to go out there and admit what you did, even if you don't do it for the darn public. Even if you don't do it for the public. But I'm going to say you need to do it in public because you try to embarrass them publicly. You need to go. You need to apologize to that mama. She ain't got nothing to do with this lawsuit, but those are her seeds. Don't be sitting up there trying to embarrass her because of y'all mess. Y'all did that. Y'all did that. You need to fix whatever you got going on in your mind and in your spirit that lets you do that to those young folks. That let you put your grown behind body next to a 7-year-old naked boy in the tub. You need to go have a little talk with Jesus, bro. Whoever your higher power is, because it might not be Jesus, it may not be Jesus, it may be somebody else. Whoever or whatever your higher power is, you need to go have a talk with them. You need to have a deep discussion. You need to have a deep discussion like you have never had before, because you need some questions answered for why. You need to ask some questions. Why am I doing what I'm doing? Why did I do this to them? Why do I continue to do this to them? Like there needs to be some deep soul searching. You really need to do a self-evaluation, both of y'all, because something ain't right. Something ain't right. I promise something ain't right. Something ain't right. My God. So, Rico say because they higher power is the devil. You may have a point there. You may have a point there. True story. True story. Because I'm telling you something. And I ain't trying to get all spiritual with y'all. I'm saying, because I don't want, she preaching on there, but I'm saying I am a Christian. I ain't going to try to hide that. And I'm just saying there's just something about when you fear, whatever, certain things that you just won't do, or certain lines that you won't cross. So something's missing somewhere. But we ain't going to get into all that today. I saved that for Sunday or Friday, Saturday. I'm going to save that. I'm going to save that. But you got something that ain't right within your spirit that would allow you to even think of some mess like this. It's something It's something. This not even something that as a coach or a therapist that will be able to touch. This is something that you're going to have to figure out yourself. I mean, we could try to help you a little bit, but you got some deep soul searching that you need to do, because this thing has been a long time in the making, and you just sit there and let it happen. Now, it's my understanding, y'all take it for what it is, but it's my understanding that Tiffany and the mom, they were good friends, even when this Subway commercial was done. They were good friends. Yeah, they were good friends. Even when this stuff happened with John Doe, they were still good friends. It's my understanding that they did not fall out until the mom found out that this video was posted online in 2018. So Tiffany sat there and she was still friends with this woman. And she's still calling the family. She's still doing her Auntie Tiff thing. My understanding now. Still doing her Auntie Tiff thing, this whole time, like everything good, even though you done did this stuff with these kids. And you sitting up there and you got them worried that you gonna sit there and ask their mom if you can come pick them up again for something. Now you got them living in fear of you. What's wrong with that picture? You and this man did this stuff to them, and you still coming around them, being Auntie Tiff all this time like nothing happened. Something ain't right. Something ain't right. Something ain't right. I'm just trying to figure out what's the logic behind it. What's the logic? Am I the only one that, like, it bothers me if a child is scared of me? That kind of bothers me. I'm like, dog, what is it about me? Kids may fear their parents. If they did wrong, they may fear their parents. They don't want their work from their parents. But just like it, I'm not talking about just, I'm like, sometimes a child can be around somebody and they act like they are really scared of them. Like it's something about you that scares them, and they crying, and you'll see them shaking, and it's something about kids, Lord. They are so innocent, Lord, I tell you. But God does give them that intuition. It's something about having. I think we're going to end up finding out a lot of things by the time all of this stuff comes to a head. But one of the things I do want to stress again is that in Aries' response that he decided to make on his podcast, in his response, Vivian, yeah, I read it. I did. He's telling you that this had nothing to do with Lizzo. He said Lizzo, the situation with Lizzo, he said the thing with Lizzo, of course, the stuff with Lizzo didn't help. I just had a bad week. So please cut the conspiracy theories when it comes to Lizzo doing something to this man. Sometimes we just watch too much TV, and I watch TV a lot. But please cut the conspiracy theories with that. Aries came out of his own mouth. Look, Tiffany told y'all, her lawyer told y'all that this has been something that has been in the making for a minute. It has been in the making for a minute. So let me go back up and look at some of you guys' comments here. Woo! Bullying the victims, and they are showing the characteristics of being bullied. What type of adult are you to feel like you have to go and bully a child? I'm sorry. No, I'm not. You're a sad individual. You are a sad individual if you feel like you have to go and bully a child. And I got to say this. If you're in your 40s, then both of them are children to you because you're old enough to be their parents. So what type of adult, what type of person are you that you feel that you have to go and bully a child? That's some weak stuff. That's some demonic stuff. I know that Aries said that he was not a coward, but just the stuff that he said in there, and even putting the stuff out about this person saying that she knows the mom, what he said to be, that she's known her for 35 years and she knows that she's a scam artist and she can put all this information out there. Once again, this is a fear tactic. You're trying to summon dragoons. But it's not the mom that filed the lawsuit. It's not the mom. Not the mama. Y'all remember that little show, Dinosaurs or something that came on? Not the mama. Oh my. And realize the Most High is in us, ain't on us. Somebody told me this, it's in you, it ain't. That's what they told me now. That's what they told me. That's what they told me. Absolutely, you got to have people around you that are willing to hold you accountable. Absolutely. I like to give you guys stuff. I like to tell stories sometimes, right? Catch this. Catch this. So I'm thinking that mom, because people talk about Jane having custody of her brother. And a lot of people said, it was because they took custody because she took money from Aries because it was extortion. That's why they took custody from her. Let's do something real quick. Let's do something real quick. Is it possible? Is it possible that Jane and her brother are dealing with whatever they're dealing with, and once mom finds out, we're going to do it like this. In this story, mom finds out about what has happened to her kids by somebody that she trusts. Somebody that she basically handed her kids over to. Mom finds out, right? And once mom finds out, she feels so guilty for trusting an individual with her kids and that individual causing harm to them. She feels so guilty about that she doesn't want to be around her kids. She doesn't want to look at her kids. She can't look them in the face. Because that guilt is weighing so heavy, because as a mom, you protect your seeds. Follow me. So you have a mom that is mentally scarred, a mom that cannot face her kids, a mom that can't come out and say anything, a mom that's no longer eating, a mom that when she tries to say something, she breaks down crying because she is unable to deal with the fact that somebody that she entrusted her kids with did this kind of damage to her kids, and she wasn't able to protect them and didn't even see it. So you got a mom that not only has kids that are broken at this point, you have a mom that is broken. Let me continue on with this story. Let me continue on. You got a mom that falls into a deep depression. At this point, she's no longer mom. Again, she's a shell of who she once was. She's laying across the bed all day. She's crying. These are all symptoms of depression. And you have a child that is of age and sees her mom going through this and feels like she has to step up and step in. We know in family dynamics, there are certain roles that kids play when we look at family dynamics. And you have a child, a daughter, that sees her mom going through these things and knows that her brother has been through some things, and you got a brother that doesn't want to go outside. You're dealing with your own stuff. You want to be protected for yourself, for your mama, for your brother. You want to play protector for everybody. And in that role, you find a way to do that. So you go and you ask for custody of your brother to try to take some of the pressure off your mom that is going through all this stuff, as well as try to help your brother heal, because both of y'all have been through something. Y'all have more than a brother and sister bond. You have a trauma bond. You both have been through something at the hands, you might as well say, of the same people. That's some deep stuff, right? That's some deep stuff. So to have a young lady at that age in this story, to have a young lady at that age to take it upon herself to even have the wherewithal to know that this is something that's possible, and I can try to help my mom and my brother by taking custody of my brother so that the system doesn't take custody of him, so that the streets don't take custody of him, so he can go and get some help with some of the stuff that he is dealing with that was caused by somebody that was supposed to be close to us. For that daughter to watch her mom go from one place and then see her mom get to the point where she can no longer take care of herself. That's a strong individual. That's a strong individual to step in. I mean, if that's what happened. I'm just saying. That's a strong individual to see her mom going through all those things and to step up to not only assist the mom, but to step in a motherly role to assist your brother when you are going through your own internal hell. That's a bad female right there. And so I'm going to ask again, knowing, because they know this woman's story, at least some of it, they know her story up until, when things started. To know that somebody has gone through or is going through something like that, and to have a young lady at least in this story, step up and take on all of these responsibilities at such a young age, why would you want to go and do further harm to this young lady that you have already hurt, her brother, or her mama, knowing that you are the sole reason in this story? I mean, it's just a story. Knowing that you are the sole reason that the mom is suffering the way that she's suffering right now, knowing that you are the sole reason that this young lady had to basically become a mom to her brother, knowing that you are the sole reason that this little boy is afraid. He does not want to be around cameras. He got to put band-aids over cameras. To know that you are the sole reason that this little boy has to keep convincing himself that he is not gay, knowing that you are the sole reason that this little boy has to sit and convince himself that the things that happened to him, the embarrassment that he felt, the humiliation that he felt, the loss of self-esteem that he felt, the loss of control that he had at that moment, the guilt that he's feeling because he could not protect himself, knowing that you are the sole cause of that in this story. Why would you feel the need to cause any more damage by coming after them? Why you can't let sleeping dogs lie and do what you need to do for this family instead of acting a fool? I'm just asking. If you have been on my channel before, if you have watched my channel, then you understand exactly what I'm saying. You understand exactly what I'm saying. Why? Why? I'm just asking. I'm just asking. I mean, it's a lot of things. It's a lot of things. And I'm saying with the extortion thing, if you do something to somebody and you know you did something to them and they ask you to help them become whole, or at least try to fix, try to help repair some of the things that you may have done. If you go, I'm going back to this story here. If you don't think that you've done anything wrong, do you help pay for their therapy and pay for some of their tuition costs for private school? If you've done nothing wrong, that tells me that you had to have some type of heart at some time, or either you were scared for you to put any type of funding out there. Then you have to feel that something I'm going to give you kudos for at least doing something. Okay, you should have told your girl to come and hold up part of her end of the deal. I'm gonna give you kudos in this story. I'm gonna give you kudos. In this story, for at least paying for his 6th and 7th grade year of school. That's commendable. For paying for some of his therapy, that's commendable. It doesn't erase what you did, but it's at least commendable. But the damage is still there nonetheless. It hasn't erased anything. And it's definitely not extortion. You knew why you were paying for him to go to private school. I'm just saying. But that ain't none of my business. But you knew why you were paying for him to go to private school. And I hope that y'all listening to what I'm saying. Again, the people that are familiar with my channel, they know that I tell stories in a certain way. You're going to have to catch that. Yeah, I think they both need to get locked up. I don't know if Aries is going to come out and say anything about him actually trying to assist at some point. He did try to do something. So I guess he's not a total creep. Again, I feel that it is important in this situation for you guys to get the real information, not something coming from someone that is just trying to put something out for a headline, for some clicks and views. I think it is important for you to get the real information about what actually went on and what is going on with this situation, so that you won't be fooled by the manipulators, so that you won't be fooled by the people that are trying to take advantage of situations, and even Hollywood Unlocked. I mean, this is to their advantage right now. It's bringing people to their channel. I think it's important. And I'm praying that y'all understanding what I'm saying. I think it's important for you guys to have the real information and not just something that's being put out in a magazine or just something that's being put online that sounds good. It's important to have the real information. That's all I'm saying. Let me go back through your comments and see if there's something else that we need to discuss. They both act like nothing bad happened. They act like that in public. They do act like that in public. Yeah. They act like that in public. But it's my understanding that Aries knows. He knows. And he also knows what he paid for. Not just giving people money out just to be giving people money. He knows that it's not extortion. And I'm going to take this a little step further. Tiffany knows why they're coming after her right now, too. I'm just saying. You make promises to people, you need to keep your promises. If you notice you did people wrong, You need to correct your wrong to the best of your ability. Especially when you do stuff to people's kids. I'm just saying. And laughing at somebody else's pain or trying to take advantage of somebody else's pain, let me tell you, it will never work in your favor. It will never work in your favor. But best believe, regardless of what your spiritual beliefs are, that man up there, that being up there, he takes care of his children. He takes care of his children. And I'll be the first to say that he will make sure that he puts the right people in your life at the right time, at the right moment, for a time such as this. So on this channel, while this stuff is going on right now, we're going to protect these babies. And I can say babies because I am over 40. So they're young enough to be my kids. We're going to protect these babies. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. Now, we're going to do things in a manner that is always professional. We're going to keep it cute. We're not trying to come for nobody. But we're going to protect these babies over here. We're going to put the truth out. We don't have time to be going where anybody lies and worrying about any of that stuff. We're going to put the truth out. Because at the end of the day, accountability is the word. And we want these young folks to be able to go on and have healthy and productive lives in spite of the things that have happened to them. I'm just, let me, Lord have mercy. All right, I got to go ahead and wrap this up. Jane Doe is a young victim who has the courage to represent herself as well as her brother in this case. Ever since the case was made public, the victims, Jane and John Doe, have been threatened. Yes, they have. Yes, they have. Yes, they have. We have someone that is writing letters. This is one of my letters. I'm requesting that you review the recently submitted letter from Jane and John Doe regarding Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears' immediate arrest for sexual assault. When I see children, the video content, family services, this could be something very sinister. Somebody that hates you, somebody who hates you wouldn't even do this stuff to your kids. Not even your worst enemy. Absolutely true. This is interesting. Trust, this will probably be the last day this is talked about. People need to be more involved in their children's life and not leaving your kids with so-called family and friends. That's the message. No, that's not the message over here, Ahmed, and welcome back. But that's not the message over here. That could be your message, but that's not my message. And I can assure you, I'll put money on it, that this won't be the last day that you hear about this. Not on this channel. I can assure you of that. I wouldn't want to disappoint you. I can assure you that this will not be the last day that you hear about this on this channel. Or any channel for that matter. I don't even know. I don't know what you got going on tonight, Ahmed. And I don't want to get into this conversation again. But this leaving your kids with so-called family and friends, it doesn't matter if you leave them with your blood relatives. If someone has it in them, then they got it in them. Please, as adults, stop playing those games. That's what kids do. Kids go around pointing, it's your fault, it's your fault, it's your fault, it's your fault. No, as adults, accept responsibility for your actions. Jeez. Jeez. Let me see if I see him in here. Man, we're gonna have to, if you in here trolling, we're gonna have to show you the door. We're gonna have to show you the door. Tiffany should care. That was like her nephew and niece. Right. Bullied and intimidated by the accused entourage. Please use your power of DA to see this matter ASAP. These children need help and protection. They deserve justice now. The public demands immediate. I think there's another part to that, but I don't see it. Only reason he paid the little $15K was to save his career for this story, so that the story wouldn't get leaked out. Not that either care about those kids. And that's the thing too. If I'm gonna shake you down, if I'm gonna extort you, $15,000. $15,000. Surely I can get more than that. 15. I can blow through 15 in 30 minutes. Just let me hold my phone. Shoot, 10 minutes. $15,000. Or how we said, $15,000. That's it. That's the shakedown. Let me do this over here. Did they get him up out of here already? I don't see him now. There you go. There you go. Ahmed, it's been fun, but you gotta run. Okay? Let me say something, because that was I'm gonna put this up here for the ignorant comment of the day. Okay? Let me put this up here for the ignorant comment of the day. Ahmed says, not when you got 8 baby daddies, 15,000 buy a lot of Pampers. Let me tell you something that I have come to learn as I have gotten older. Gracefully, of course, but older nonetheless. Let me tell you something that I have discovered as I have, gotten a little age on me. When I was younger, you look and you see people, the kids may have different dads. What I realized is that some people have kids when they're young, and they may be with that person when they're young. They get older in life, they may fall in love, may have a situation, may even get married. They end up having another child. Guess what? That's a different father. If they end up getting divorced, something else happened, they end up moving on, they end up having another child, and guess what? That's another father. It's not my place. It's not your place to be worried about how many baby daddies somebody has, unless you're volunteering to be one, or unless you're volunteering to take up or pick up the slack for one. Because surely we aren't talking about the fathers who have kids from different moms and they got different baby mamas. If they are no longer with the individual and they get with somebody else and they have a child, and guess what? They just have a darn child. It is what it is. So to go and put an ignorant statement up there like that, and even with that statement, if you got 8 kids, then $15,000 is nothing. Do you know how much Pampers costs nowadays? So even the ignorance that you try to put forth in your statement makes no sense. And I'm going to see you about to make me ask a question that I don't have any business asking. Oh, wow. See, we're not going to even do that. Yeah. And you don't know what the situation is. And it's none of your business what somebody's situation is. So I'm trying to figure out where did the ignorance come in? And it's very rare that I call people ignorant. Okay. It's very rare that I call people ignorant or speak on ignorance. But I have to say she has 5, Keish. That's what I was told, was that she has 5. But even if she has 10, okay, even if she has 10, even if she had 12 in a possible, I'm a spades player. Even if, and y'all know there are not 12, well, can't run that Boston if you got 13. Even if she had 12 in a possible, what does that have to do with the price of tea in China? Now, if you would like to volunteer to help take care of one of these 8 kids that you say that she has, then I will contact the necessary individuals and get a cash app for you so that you can send that money to help support the family. I'm just saying, if that's something that you would like to do, then let me know, and I have no problem. I will use my connections and do whatever I have to do to get you that information for that cash app so that you can assist the family and taking care of those duties. I'm sure Jane would appreciate the help, being that she's acting as mom right now with her baby brother. So let me know. Yeah, let me know. I'm here for you, Ahmed. I'm here for you. I'll do whatever I can. On this channel, we help each other. So if that's the case, then send me your information and I will, I'll get Jane's cash app and we can get it popping. But this is the type of silliness that I am talking about. People feel like they have to come and they have to be the crusader for people's wrongness. There's no reason for you to be trying to come after people, but you dead set on coming after that mama. So I'm going to ask you, who sent you? Who are you acting on the behalf of? I'm just asking. Yeah, I'm a single woman and I am very proud of it. And I raised 3 productive young women. Let me tell you something, Coffee Cup. Okay. Let me tell you something, Coffee Cup. Okay. As I said, I did lose my brother in 2022 as a result of lung cancer and COVID. I did. But it is 4 of us because I still include him in our 4. And all of us have different fathers, okay? But let me tell you what my mama did with that, okay? Let me tell you what that baby mama did with that. She put herself through school because she had to drop out of school for a little while to take care of her brothers and sisters. She stepped in in a motherly role after their mom died at a very early age. So she stopped going to school for a while. So even after she had kids, she went back to school herself. I ain't gonna even get on the kids yet. She went back to school herself to get her little high school diploma in night school. Okay. And then after finishing night school, she maneuvered her way up into the hospitals and worked as a candy striper. Now, for those of you who have age on you, you might know what I'm talking about when I say candy striper. But for the young folks, you probably don't have no idea what I'm talking about. But she did that. And in the midst of it all, she vowed that she would be a nurse one day, even though at this point she had children out of wedlock. At this point, she had 3 out of wedlock. And no, we did not have the same father. Yeah. But let me tell you what she did. She got that high school diploma. And after this child right here, finished high school, and the plant that my mama was working at closed down, she had an opportunity that she could not refuse. And they offered to pay. And she was able to go to school. She was able to go and become a med-surg tech. Okay. And she worked her way through that med-surg tech program. I mean, she worked it like no one else could work it. And if any of you are from the Florence area or South Carolina area and have ever heard of McLeod, she did that. She was darn near spokesperson for them. Okay. And at this age, now she has 4 kids. She got 4 kids. She got 4 kids sitting up in there with college students that are young enough to be her kids. She took herself through that med-surg program and she advanced right on into the little what you call it? Jesus. Oh Lord have mercy. What was it? After the med-surg, she did the I can't even think of the name of the program. It's before the RN program. So she did that. And the hospital paid for her to go through that next program and paid for her to become an RN. With these 4 kids. LPN, there you go. She went through the LPN program and then they paid for her to become an RN with these 4 kids that had different daddies. Now, let me tell you this. Out of these 4 kids, I just, you know, when you give me a minute to brag on my mom, I'm gonna brag for a minute. Since we be talking about baby mamas and 8 daddies and all that stuff, let me brag for a minute. LPN, y'all, it's the LPN program, a licensed practical nurse. And then she became a registered nurse, a licensed registered nurse, nonetheless. Now, these 4 kids that she had out of wedlock that all didn't have the same dad. Let me tell you what they did. Let me tell you how bad that woman is. And I'm gonna get my tail on off here, but I'm gonna tell this for a minute. Can I tell them a story? She got 2 daughters that people refer to as doctor. 2 whole daughters. Okay. Then she got a son that went and joined the army. Okay. And he done worked his way on up that chain. You heard me. He worked his way on up that chain, got him calling Sarge and all that other kind of stuff. You know what I'm talking about? Now, my brother that passed, he passed in February 2020. He did not go to school. He liked that rip and run the streets a little bit. But he was a bad mama jamma too. So I said that to say this. If I have any females in this chat or any males, and you're a female and you got kids and they don't have the same dad, bump what these people have to say. As long as you're doing what you got to do for your kids, then you do whatever you need to do. And I would say the same thing to Jane's mother. Bump what these people have to say, because as a matter of fact, it's none of their business. It's none of their business. And to be honest, some of these kids are getting taken better care of than people that got both of their parents at the home and they all come from the same mom and dad. So we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. But I just had to make sure I said that. I had to make sure I said that. Yeah. So I'm going to give you the ignorant comment of the day. I'm going to give you the ignorant comment of the day. And I don't do that too often. But what you're not going to do is try to come on here and because when you make that comment, you're not just making it about Jane's mom. You're speaking to the single moms that are on my channel too. We're not going to do that. You're speaking to the married moms. They may be married now, but all their kids don't have the same dad. You're speaking to them too. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. No. So I'm just showing you how you can go. And this is an example for the people that are helping Tiffany with her situation. There is a way for you to handle situations in a very intelligent manner without having to degrade, threaten. You don't have to do any of those things to try to address the situation. Now, I try to lead by example. I got to show you how that works. Absolutely, Lady Diva. Let me put this on the screen for a minute. Bravo to all single moms and dads. But I am never going to respect anybody that feels the need to go and try to shame someone about their situation. Because as long as they are being a good parent, which is not up to our, it's not our opinion. As long as they are being a good parent, what they do or don't do is none of your business. I'm just saying. Now, let me move along. Even when hold on, let me put that up there so I can read it. Even when you got a lot of kids, you have to trust someone to watch your kids while you're at work, school, opening your kids up for from family, friends, babysitter. Y'all, it can happen. It can happen. That's all I'm gonna say. It can happen. You try your best. You try your best to do the right thing by your kids. You try your best to protect your kids. But in life, things happen. Things happen. I'm sick of people saying something about this because you're not just, child, let me move on. I digress. My mom was married, didn't have kids by that man because she got her tubes tied. I'm sure this mom is already blaming herself having lots of kids. So was indeed stressful. Oh, most definitely stressful. Let me put this up here. Yes, she is awesome. Awesome sauce. Okay. Tiffany Haddish, I sure hope you are happy with yourself because you have destroyed 3 people, mom, girl, and boy, that was fine without you. It's all your fault. Sustained. I did it for you, cats meow. Sustained. No objections here. No objections. I look up to single mothers, and my mother was one. That's what I'm saying. That was so ignorant. That was ignorant. I question her mother because of the case, not her circumstance. My mother had me at 17, raised early on by her and my late granny. Boy, I tell you, it's something to have them grannies in place to help out, ain't it? Joseph, that comment right there. that I got to make sure I'm pointing the right way because my camera. That comment right there. We know people got a lot of evil stuff going on. We're gonna hope that they would not be that. I'm gonna. I was about to say slow. That wouldn't be appropriate. We're gonna hope that they would not stoop to those levels. But clearly, it's somebody that supports them. But we're gonna hope that they would not stoop to those. You know what? We've already seen the lowest. Child, let me move on. Let me. You know what? All right, y'all. So this is what I wanted to address tonight. Them attempting to intimidate, bully, put fear in these victims. That's the problem. That's the problem. And I also wanted to address the alleged extortion. Because just like the things that Jane and like we're saying that's alleged, we have to make alleged. That word goes all the way around. So you're alleging that they are extorting you. I wanted to address that because the things that are out here right now, this shakedown that you speak of, it sounds like you're trying to shake them down. It sounds like you're trying to shake them down. I don't at this point, I don't see the extortion. I believe if you thought that it was extortion, then you wouldn't have helped paid for this young man's, a couple years of his schooling. And you wouldn't have paid for part of his therapy. Now, Tiffany, on the other hand, she didn't hold up her end of the deal. She said, whatever, you guys, people extort for just straight cash. They're not trying to get their kids in a private school to make sure their child still go to school. That's somebody trying to make sure their kid is still able to go to school and live somewhat of a peaceful life, going to a school with people that hopefully won't recognize him on a sexually suggestive or explicit video. I'm just saying. So this extortion thing, I'm hoping that at some point somebody talk to them and tell them they need to throw that mess out the window. Because unless you had something that you did not want anybody to know, something that you were trying to hide, something that was egregious in nature, then they should not have been able to extort you. What did you do to say that somebody is extorting you? If they come out and answer that, I think we'll have the answer to a lot of our questions. What happened for you to be able to come out and say that you were extorted by these people? There has to be a root. What is the root problem? What information do they have to be able to extort you, to be able to shake you down? Be honest with the people. If you're going to tell part of the story, tell it all. Don't tell a little piece of it. If you're going to tell it all. What information do they know about the two of you to be able to shake you down or extort you? Exactly. What's the secret? What's the secret? And we know it's about the skit because both of them spoke and they both spoke about the skit. So if the skit was appropriate and you had already put it online and it was online for years, then how in the world can they extort you for something that is already out? I have to end with that question. Y'all put it out. How can they extort you for something that you guys put out yourself? And we know once you put something on the internet, I don't care how much you scrub. It's going to take Jesus to get it off the internet. Stuff don't just magically disappear like that. Yes, I have. I have seen the skit. I absolutely have. And I'm disgusted. And that's why I'm asking. They're saying that it's a shakedown. It's a shakedown. If the people ask them for money, that's not extortion. That's you fixing the mess that you made. They got the right to ask you to cover their therapy fees. They got the right to ask you to pay for that little boy to go to private school because he is ashamed and humiliated and he no longer wants to go to public school because he thinks his peers saw this mess that y'all put out here. They got the right to ask for that. And they need to ask for way more. So where is the extortion? Where is the extortion? Nobody can extort you for something that is already out. Cut the foolishness. I can't extort you and say I'm going to tell your wife that you cheated on her when y'all sitting up here in the cheaters camera right here showing you on the screen. You all on the screen. You all on cheaters. They running after. Got the whole scene going on. How am I extort you on that when it's already there? It's already out for the public. How am I going to extort you? Your business already out there. Where does the extortion come in at? Help me. That don't make sense. And I need y'all to catch this because I'm not talking about sense. That don't make sense. CENTS. That don't make sense. That won't get you no money. That don't make sense. It's already out. That don't make sense. And if a dirt show don't make dollars. So what is it that you guys are really trying to keep from the public? Because video's out. So what are you trying to keep from the public? Tiffany said she glad it's out because she was tired of being extorted. Tiffany said that she wanted to help. I wanted to take. Tiffany said, and I quote, I wanted to take responsibility and I was tired of being extorted. What was stopping you from taking responsibility? Anybody know? Anybody know what was stopping Tiffany? Did she run into the stop sign or something? Anybody know what was stopping Tiffany from accepting responsibility or taking responsibility for her actions? Does anybody know? Raise your hand. Raise your hand if you know. Does anybody know what was stopping Tiffany from saying, I did that? Does anybody know? They extort you like it's a choice. You got a choice to say no. Like, does anybody know? Somebody please raise your hand. I'm acting like we're in class right now before I get off here. Does anybody know who, what, when, where, what was stopping Tiffany from taking responsibility for her actions? I hope. Somebody said herself. Woo. Anybody else know? Exposure. Okay. Fear of prison. Private. Now you just giving it out. You putting it all out there. Anybody else know? Guilt. Okay. Miss Lee said she said she ready. You said she wasn't ready. She wasn't as ready. She thought she was. Oh, okay. Okay, Miss Lee. So she wasn't ready. Okay. Mm-hmm. So you saying she ready, or you saying no, she wasn't ready? Like, which ready is it? Since K Hart helped put her on, like, which ready? Because it's something I'm trying to figure out. Oh, the witches stopped her. Oh, okay. Okay, that's what it was. The witches stopped. Okay. Because the people from her homeboy, they put this out. Hold on. Y'all, my phone screen just embarrassing. It's just dirty. I can't. It won't even show up in this light. Yeah, I can't. But it says HU exclusive. Tiffany Haddish relieved in quotation marks at the Aries Spears skit video surfaces, and she says, "I wanted to take responsibility, and I was tired of being extorted." Yeah. Mm-hmm. What was stopping you? Tiff, sis, what was stopping you? Because surely you realize that you don't have to let somebody extort you. You have options. You know, like you can go to the police because extortion is a crime, child. You go to the police and tell the police that these people are trying to extort me. But then, of course, you're going to have to tell what you did for them to try to extort you. I'm just saying, you might not want to have to deal with that part. But, extortion is a crime. You could have, just like people said that, the mom could have went, Tiffany could have went, Aries could have went, they could have went and reported to the police that this woman was extorting them. This crazy woman was extorting them. Why y'all didn't go to the police? I'm asking. I ain't asking for a friend. I'm asking for myself. I'm asking for myself. Why y'all didn't go to the police? You try to extort me. I'm snitching. Because you are not getting my money. I work too hard. You not getting my money. I ain't got it. I'm just, she don't want to lose her career. She has movies coming out. But see, here's the thing, though. She was still fresh in this. Ain't nobody know nothing about no Tiffany. Won't nobody checking for her initially. You know what I'm saying? Won't nobody checking for her. So she really didn't have too much to lose. She was just, still trying to get up in this thing. And in 2018, she just, Girls Trip had just came out the year prior. We laughed. Because she was loud and obnoxious and stuff like that. But, you want that chick like that. So, Lady Diva, you say you with me. Because I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think. I know sometimes that there are things that can block our paths, right? And even mentally, there are things we can have a mental block. I'm trying to find out, was it something physical that was stopping her from admitting what she did? Was it something psychological that was stopping her from doing what she did? Was it greed that stopped her from, coming out and saying that she did what she did? Like, what? And if you can go and make these comments to Hollywood Unlocked and these other media outlets when you say that you can't say anything at this time because you're in a legal situation, I mean, if you can go to the media and talk about it, then come on out and talk to the rest of the people. Go ahead and tell them what you want to tell them. Get it off your chest. Lighten your load. You've been carrying that load around since 2013. Go ahead and lighten your load. Lighten your load. Lighten your load. Because this is a bunch of mess. I'm just saying. Haddish has no remorse or empathy. She doesn't. That's what I'm saying. This sitting here, I'm so glad that it finally came out. I'm so glad that it finally came out because I wanted to take responsibility. I really wanted. What was stopping you? If you wanted to take responsibility for your actions, you would have did that years ago. Nobody would have had to force your hand for you to take responsibility. Nobody would have had to put a lawsuit out on you for you to take responsibility. Nobody would have had to try to pursue criminal charges against your behind for you to take responsibility. As a matter of fact, if you would have took responsibility, again, this wouldn't even be out here for us to be having a conversation about. But because you made an executive decision, you made a conscious decision. You sound like you let Aries tell you not to say nothing. That's what it sounds like. You decided not to take responsibility for your actions and to let this woman and these children suffer. And you went about your life like everything was everything. But we notice you're dealing with some demons. That's why that drinking is coming into play, because that guilt, it will weigh on you. I saw an interview that she did the other day. I saw it yesterday, and she did speak about being in therapy and that she had to pay a therapy for a year and that it cost her a lot of money. My suggestion would be to go back to that therapist, because after this stuff right here, you're probably going to need it. if you actually sit down and accept accountability for your actions and think about what you did to these kids and to their mom, to this family, then I'm pretty sure you're going to have to talk to somebody else real soon. Real soon. Right, Queen Keish, that's what I'm speaking. Yeah. But she's been going through some things. She has. I've seen it even when she sat there cutting and then shaving her hair off, like had a whole Britney Spears moment going on. She, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Private Night, right. She had that moment. She had that moment. She had that moment. And I told y'all, I'm not speaking ill of her. Up until this stuff happened, I was a fan of Tiffany Haddish. I would be lying to you if I told you that I wasn't. She reminded me of Around the Way girl, just loud and all outside. But when I see this kind of stuff now, I got to put my little fan stuff to the side because I got to hold you accountable for your actions, girl. So it doesn't matter what movie I liked you in. When you wrong, and that's what I'm saying. It's okay to hold people accountable. It's okay. And I'm hoping that more of these people that are around her, I'm hoping that they're honest with her. Is the extortion. She was glad to have that pressure off her because she was in slavery, so to speak. You know what? She was in her own personal slavery, in her own personal hell, all up in her own mind. Because that's a mess to hold on to. That's a mess to hold on to. And I would say that if she came out and she was honest about everything that happened, that it would give her some healing. I know people don't care about her healing, but from a clinical standpoint, it would be healing for her and it'll be healing for that family. It's not going to solve everything, but to just acknowledging to that family that you know you did them wrong. Acknowledging to this little boy that you know you caused this type of damage to him. Child. My. One thing I have learned in working in as a substance abuse counselor, people can give you a lot of reasons for why they're drinking, but usually it's not just one situation that got them drinking. If they're drinking heavily, it's usually a combination of things. And it's that thing that's happening at that moment that they're talking about, that they tell you about. But somebody that has a problem drinking, it's not just because of one thing. They got it's like a stacked deck. It's a lot of stuff that they have going on. For her, it's easy to say, I got this DUI. And it may be true, but it's easy to say I got this DUI because my grandma passed. Because people going to give her a pass on that. Oh, well, she was just drinking because she lost somebody in her family. But what else is going on that has you drinking like that? Wasn't the first time. Probably won't be the last. Spears and Haddish back up into a corner now with no escape except to play the victim card somehow. And they are playing that victim card like a game of spades. You hear me? They are playing the part. They playing the part. They are definitely playing the part. Someone will make her see what she was doing is hurting not only her, but those young people. I wish she had that person in her corner. I wish. Lord have mercy on all these sick and broken souls. She knew it was going to come back on her one day. Exactly, one day. May not be today, may not be tomorrow, but one day. Yes. These victims don't need an apology from them. It would not be genuine. Too much time has passed. No, I don't think an apology is not about an apology, but a lot of times in victimhood, when people have been victimized, sometimes it's just the mere fact that you are willing to accept some responsibility. It's not about you saying sorry. It's about you acknowledging that you know you hurt me. If that makes sense. You can keep your sorries. Like I need to know that you got an ounce of decency in your body. Is there an ounce of decency in your body, in your bones, in your spirit? Is there an ounce of decency in you? I mean, a pinch. Anything? Jesus. I mean, if only the size of a mustard seed. Is there anything in your body that tells you that what you did damaged the whole family? Anything? All right, y'all, let me get off here because once again, I have lied to you guys and I'm sitting up here talking about people lying and I done been on here for almost 3 hours. Lord, forgive me for this lie that I had told, but it's the people. I got to blame it on somebody. It's the people in the chat. They be calling me. I hope you guys got something. The milk of human kindness is curdling. I mean, you say it's just pure rotten, huh? We on the point to making cheese and butter, huh? I hope you guys got something out of this live. I try to bring a little of my personality and just a little bit of humor to it because it's sad. What is happening right now is sad and it's disappointing as an adult to watch some other adults behave in this manner to these young people. So if we can find a way to still bring light to this and be able to have, some candid conversation, then that's exactly what, we're going to try to do. We're definitely going to try to do that. And again, if you know the words of prayer and don't mind throwing a prayer up for people, pray for this family. Pray for this family. For healing, for understanding. Just, and whatever else you want to add to it. But, pray for this family. So if you got anything out of this tonight and you are not subscribed to this channel, then please hit that subscribe button. If you got anything out of this, then hit that like button. Hit the button. Hit the button. If you would like to become a certified DIAM like Miss Juanita did this week. What's today? Wednesday, yes. Then become a certified DIAM today. Get your membership today. Join the family. Become a certified DIAM. We dime pieces around here. Dimes. Dimes. So just hit that button below. You are definitely welcome to the family. Again, keep these folks in prayer. Like I said, as I get information, and I need you guys to understand something. I am going to, and I am giving you real information. And I think later on you'll understand what I'm telling you. I'm giving you real information. I'm not going to give you anything to try to blow smoke up your behind. I'm not going to give you anything to try to get any likes or any views or whatever. We're trying to get to the bottom of this, and we're trying to do what we can do to try to protect these babies. Because to me, yes, they are babies. I done adopted them now. They have been officially, I'll adopt somebody's kid's child. They have officially been adopted, okay? So it is what it is. Y'all can go and talk about me later. See, they always talk about being somebody's adopted parents. All right, guys, I hope you have a wonderful evening. I pray that you guys stay safe out here. And remember, look both ways before crossing these YouTube streets. And be careful, y'all. This is what I'm going to end on. I usually tell people to mind their business. Be careful of what you allow in your temple. There is some demonic stuff. There's some evil stuff. There is some stuff that is not good. It's not healthy for your spirit. Be careful about the things, the people, the type of stuff that you allow in your temple, because that stuff is contagious. With that being said, I appreciate you guys for watching. Thank you for spending this time with me, giving me your time, sitting up here listening to this old country girl and expressing your thoughts. Appreciate you. I'll see you next time. Deuces. Good night.